It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season.
It is the most wonderful time of the year, especially when you win. Jim Nance, Bill Sims. I know you feel it's the most wonderful time of the year, and I know how much you love celebrating Christmas with the whole Sims clan, but it's also that way because you love watching every single bowl game out there.
Yeah, well, I try to. It's getting harder, though.
This game brought to you in high-definition television. Holt, run back. It's a good one. Stepping out near the 35-yard line. All right, let's just talk, Phil, about the physicality of this game in the first half. It's a field goal lead by Cincinnati, but they have really, as far as you're concerned, they've dominated the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, there's no question, Jim. When you look at the first half, I thought the Bengals were the more physical team, the more dominant, and they had many more chances to make plays down the field. So they go in at halftime and go, hey, guys, everything is there. Let's stop the mistakes. That's the only thing that has held the Bengals back.
Decisive edge in first downs, total yards, but the 3 turnovers. 2 interceptions and a lost fumble by Chad Johnson. And Rudi Johnson falls backwards, right near DJ Williams and Ebenezer Ekuban for a gain of 4. Again, here's what's kind of happened so far today. San Diego has already clinched a first-round bye. Not the first seed, but a first-round bye. Baltimore moves up to the 2 spot. New England's won the division, the East. Pittsburgh's been eliminated. Buffalo's been eliminated. And Cincinnati, if it wins here today, will clinch a playoff berth. And Rudi Johnson with Ekuban running him down. Meanwhile, again, if you're just joining us for the Broncos playoff hopes, win-win assured of being in the postseason.
You know what crossed my mind as I'm watching Carson Palmer and his hurry-up offense, or the no-huddle offense, as you call it. And what coach was it that said to us, don't worry about crowd noise? And we go, what do you mean? He goes, the crowd can't sustain. They get tired. They quit yelling. So if you go no-huddle, they give up as the game goes along.
Well, the fans here showing no signs.
They're hanging in there
of vocal fatigue. But we're just starting the third quarter, and it's a 3rd and 2. Watson easily with the first, and Foxworth has to come up and make the stick. Houshmandzadeh with the lead block.
Jim, what did we say? The key for this Denver defense at the very start of the day. What is the key? The defensive line has to be terrific. They're not stopping the run well enough, and they're not consistently putting enough pressure on Carson Palmer, and that's why the Bengals moving the football at will.
And this snap coming right at midfield. Rudi Johnson returns to the backfield. And Rudi hit by Gold. Able to shake away. Look at this balancing effort. Only run down the line, no gain.
Larry Coyer, defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, and Mike Shanahan, he goes, hey, we got to change up. And that time, the linebackers got more aggressive. They came at that running back, and that's why you saw Ian Gold in the backfield trying to make the tackle.
And there's defensive coordinator Larry Coyer. Johnson, 2nd down run. And 3 Broncos bring him down. You know, not just in this game. And hey, listen, I understand how hard it is to make a tackle. At least I do from afar. But you watch games like Buffalo today, not able to make a tackle so often against Tennessee. The Colts been plagued by that all season. We're seeing Rudi Johnson break tackle. What's happened to the art of tackling?
Well, you know, isn't it funny? Dexter Jackson, safety for the Bengals, said the same thing does. And he goes, guys, too often go for the big hit. Just make the tackle, play the next down. Quit trying to make highlight hits.
3rd and 6. Chad Johnson with Bailey bringing him down, has the first down. So it's all about trying to be on the highlights again,
well,
huh?
Jim, it's not all that, but it is part of it. We've become such a culture about being really different. So you're not going to get any highlights or be talked about if you just technically are sound and make good tackles. You got to blow somebody up, make the football fly, whatever. Even though it's for a 20-yard gain, you got to be spectacular, and that's part of the problem.
Timeout called by the Broncos, and they're moving the football. The Bengals, first drive of the second half.
Oh, honey, I told the neighbors we'd feed their pets while they're away.
Oh, okay, sweetie. Oh, no. Ooh.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $49 to $159 internet specials to 63 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 22nd.
You are now free to move about the country.
Something new to crave. Presenting the all-new CR-V from Honda.
They're real celebrities who become real cops.
Both hands outside.
Eric's gonna call in an airstrike. I don't know.
Armed and Famous, a new reality series. CBS Wednesday, January 10th.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Hi, I'm John Lynch.
Hi, I'm Champ Bailey.
And from our Bronco family to yours,
we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Those two stalwarts from the secondary, Lynch and Bailey, both heading to the Pro Bowl, along with Wilson on that defensive side for Denver. 3 Bengals getting selected this week, all on their offense. Pass through the fingertips of Chad Johnson. The timeout by Denver a moment ago.
Carson Palmer on the move again. Throws across his body. Really, that's a catch Chad Johnson makes. Almost 100 out of 100.
Why the timeout?
The timeout, it must have been a formation, Jim, that they didn't like. Personnel, they didn't match up well against the Bengals, so they called timeout to get some different people on the field.
Rudi Johnson hit down low by Foxworth. Holds him to a gain of only 3.
So you're starting to see a few of the changes by this Denver defense. We saw the linebackers blitz, and that time, Dominique Foxworth from outside on the blitz, and they're doing this just to stop the run. It's not about getting to Carson Palmer.
Somewhere in the snow, up in the stands, Foxworth's mother and father. They're there. Lorenzo and Karen, they've never missed a game since he started playing football at the age of 8. 3rd and 7. And that pass way behind Stewart, who was drifting across the middle and open.
He was wide open, Jim, but Carson Palmer just, I don't know, a little quick with the football. Maybe it slipped, but the timing was not there.
50-yard field goal into the wind? No. They're going to go ahead and stay with the offensive unit. 4th and 7.
Well, these snow flurries are starting to stick to the field, too.
Yes, they are. play clock looked to expire, and then finally now we're able to nullify this play and back up the Bengals 5.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And will Marvin Lewis send in the punt team now?
Well, the offense is heading over.
Yes, he will. Again, you know, Jim, just again, the opportunities are there for the Bengals. And I know the conditions have gotten a little tougher, but receivers are getting open. The passing game just not clicking with them so far.
So Larson brought in a little pooch punt. He's had 23 punts dropped inside the 20 this year. Terrific net average the season as well.
Touchback.
Down on that's Holt.
Did he get his feet back in the field of play?
I agree. I think he had a foot on the line, which would bring a touchback. Carlisle saying, hey, look, guys, you can almost see the footprint here in the snow. The initial ruling on the field is down at the 1.
With you and the road. The all-new turbocharged Acura RDX with super handling all-wheel drive. Acura. Advance.
In the human body, the heart pumps blood through thousands of miles of arteries every minute.
Inventor of the Jarvik artificial heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
But high cholesterol can clog arteries and lead to heart disease or a stroke. Adding Lipitor is proven to lower bad cholesterol an impressive 39 to 60% when diet and exercise are not enough. And today, clinical evidence proves that Lipitor can reduce both your risk of heart attack and your risk of stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease. All important reasons to ask your doctor about Lipitor. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. They may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Could you be doing more with Lipitor? Ask your doctor.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Lipitor. And by the Civic from Honda. Reverse your thinking.
Well, the Broncos have challenged the ruling on the field. They say that Glenn Holt had not come back in the field to play when he downed the punt at the 1. His right foot clearly in the end zone now. Watch, he plants here. Is that on the line? Or is he reestablished that he's back in the field to play?
It's the step before he catches it. Here it comes.
This step right here is the...
No, the one before, and the one before, if we did it again, Jim, I think he was on the line. Will it be enough to make Walt Coleman overturn it?
The key step here, the right foot here. Is that one at all on the line? If it's touching the line.
He did not reestablish if that right foot is on the line. And from the reverse angle, Jim, from behind, I thought it was as definitive as you could get.
Right
here
there.
It comes. Now watch, it's on, don't you think?
Can't tell. Just can't say for sure.
Come on, you? Are you kidding me? Is this the same guy I hang out with every week?
Yes.
That knows the outcome of every sporting event before it happens?
You can say definitively that his foot was not on the line at all. Or you say it is on the line.
From that second angle, I thought it was on the line, but is that enough? I can't say, hey.
Enough visual evidence.
Yes.
Well, Marvin Lewis said to us, we need to be aggressive with our play calling, and we need to be good with our eyes. And this is where you really need to be good with your eyes right here.
That was interesting when he said that being good with his eyes, he meant don't be fooled by some of the stuff the Broncos do. Well, they've been fooled twice today.
After reviewing the play, really on the field stance. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Denver will be charged with a second team timeout.
That's what I was talking about.
I understand your point. I'm right. Just because,
because you always are.
No, that's a good point. But it's just not enough evidence.
Yep, that's the bottom line.
That foot definitely, to me, looks like it's on the line, but I can't say yes for sure.
When it comes up, I'm not so sure when you see the foot come back up off the field, but nonetheless, it cost Denver another timeout. So remember, they had burned one earlier, so that's 2 timeouts in the first 4.5 minutes of the half.
And always the rule is use those timeouts in the first half and guard them with your life in the second. So especially when you're playing a team like the Bengals, you're down, you need those timeouts for that last drive of the game.
You ready for this? This is the 15th time this year. By far and away, again, the most in the league, Denver started to drive inside of the 5.
When you do the numbers of the Denver Broncos, you cannot believe they're an 8-6 football team. They dominate basically no category on offense or defense. The one thing they do dominate, penalties. They do not give up. They do not have a lot of penalties, and that has saved them this year.
Any kind of room to bounce back. It's Mike Bell for maybe a yard. So a rookie quarterback, and we've seen Cutler in situations like this, notably at San Diego when we were there to see that one too. The mistakes have happened this close to your own end zone.
I would think if they throw the football, they will put the quarterback on the move. But of course, if I'm a defensive coach or a defensive end for the Bengals, there's no way I'll let the quarterback get outside right now.
2nd and 9. Some open room, and there you go. Mike Bell gets the much-needed first. He was able to escape Landon Johnson and run for 14.
Mike Shanahan told us a couple weeks ago, the one thing we are really missing in our offense is the cutback runs. And he has always said that Mike Bell is his best cutback runner, and how valuable was it that time. Justin Smith going down the line of scrimmage, opens up the hole to the left side, and Mike Bell sees it.
The undrafted rookie from Arizona, 6th leading rookie rusher in the league this year, over 500 yards. Now Cutler lofts one and has his target. That's Scheffler again. This one for 26 yards.
Well, they got a little room, and this time, because this Bengals defense, they're thinking run. Hey, young quarterback, we still got you backed up. They're going to run it. Nope. They're going to give it from one rookie to the other. Very good pass protection. Allows Jay Cutler to be extremely accurate with the football.
Tatum Bell comes back in with that late fumble in the first half, leading to the Bengals go-ahead score. Giving another opportunity. They play action fake, and they go way down the field and in and out of the arms of Brandon Marshall, with Dexter Jackson defending.
Dexter Jackson, what a job playing the football, but Brandon Marshall is going to score. Jay Cutler underthrows the pass. Dexter Jackson turns. He's not going to be able to catch up, but the football is underthrown probably about 2 or 3 yards. Hard to judge that. And Dexter Jackson missed one throw near the end zone for the touchdown, with Javon Walker that time breaks it up.
But he had an interception in that first half. Case Faharn comes in. Jackson takes a breather. Mike Bell returns to running back. Gets the handle. Finds the room. It'll be 3rd and 2. And Case Faharn, who just entered, brings him down. Ben Hamilton helping Mike Bell run for 9 yards. We'll call it 3rd and 1.
When you play this Broncos offense, you hear the term all the time on TV, run fits. And what that means, everybody up front on defense, they have a specific area to cover. don't leave your area. That time the Bengals, not disciplined enough, it opened up a big running hole.
So the drive started at the 1. They're already out to the 50, but it's 3rd and 1. And the end around with Walker picking up the first down. Give him 5 yards, and he's hurting.
Looks like it got his hand. But the one thing, the Broncos, they can't overpower you. So their remedy to that is to go misdirection with boot passes and reverses. Javon Walker, as he goes down to the ground.
The right wrist in an awkward angle. He suffered a first-degree separation of his shoulder last week in the game in Arizona. First down, now rolling out with it. Cutler to Curtis. And the Broncos are inside the 30. Right between Dexter Jackson and Landon Johnson.
This is something that Jay Cutler probably learned from Jake Plummer, who's tremendous. Get on that right foot, fall away from the football, and just sling it out there. Watch what he does. You throw off the opposite foot when you're running, if you're a young quarterback and you want to know that. But it was really good technique. That's why it had velocity and accuracy on the throw.
And it picks up 18. What an impressive drive by the Broncos. They go with the middle run, and Mike Bell scoots ahead to a good 5-yard run. Justin Smith finally bringing him down.
Isn't it really interesting? You know, Jim, we'll go back just one more time, show Jay Cutler standing on that right foot and kind of throwing across his body. And y'all know you've heard me say it many times. The best I've seen in the NFL, well, 2 guys. I have to rectify that a little. Jake Plummer and Michael Vick's pretty good at throwing on the run, too.
So Walker remains out, getting attention on the sideline. 2nd and 5. And Bell. Just a 2-yard run. Javon Walker, what a playmaker. What an addition coming over from Green Bay on a draft day trade with the Packers.
Yeah, it's working out pretty good, isn't it? Now they got Javon Walker. Looks like he's gotten over the hurt. He's going to come back in the game. But Javon Walker, Scheffler tight end, Brandon Marshall. The Broncos, like all of a sudden overnight, now got big-time offensive threats again.
3rd and 3. Cutler's pass, and a flag is drawn on Joseph. Trying to hit Steven Alexander. And the Broncos will be able to move the chain off the penalty.
Everybody was covered.
Pass interference, 22. Defense. Ball will be placed in front of the foul. First down.
Jonathan Joseph against Alexander. Ooh, that's tough.
Well, there's not a whole lot there, is there?
Yeah, of course Alexander likes it, but you, Jim, people always misconstrue these penalties. You are allowed to touch the receiver. You're just not allowed to move him, where you alter him by turning him or slowing his forward progress down. That time, none of that happened to Steven Alexander.
Javon Walker has returned to the Denver huddle. He lines up in a slot to the left. Tatum Bell in the backfield. First down for the Broncos. They come right back with Walker on an end around. But D.U. Williams, though, had that scouted out and makes the hit. It's a loss of a yard. Walker went over 1,000 yards on the season last week. He's had 7 touchdown grabs, had the long 72-yard end-around run against Pittsburgh for another score. And he's just given them that playmaker on the outside.
When you can run the football, and the Broncos will always run, even if they don't have success, Mike Shanahan's going to continue to at least try. When you do that, you need a home run threat. And that's what Javon Walker is.
2nd and 11. Stack the right side. Pressure from that right side. Pass away as the blitz. Case Faharn coming in. You know, Javon Walker, the oddity here, he not only is taking Shannon Sharp's jersey here, number 84, but he took Sterling Sharp's jersey at Green Bay first. He could be the first guy in the history of the league to ever take the uniform number of a set of brothers.
Oh, I can't imagine. There's, first off, 2 brothers that are catching receivers that have had so much success. So Javon Walker's talked about that. It's some honor to wear both of them's number for what they meant for their teams.
3rd and 11. And here comes Walker with a first down, and he is finally brought down with force at the 3. Landon Johnson fell on him, but the Broncos have a goal-to-go situation. 17 yards.
You know, Jim, for a play to be successful, it's got to be called at exactly the right time. That time the Bengals come on a blitz, and that was the perfect opportunity to throw a screen to the wide receiver, because when Javon Walker catches it, the first block gets him into open space and allows him to pick up a big first down. So, good play calling by the Denver Broncos.
They have already driven 97 yards to this point. Cutler's pass, caught, no! Marshall in and out of his arms. Joseph maybe influenced it too, and Cutler comes over to a fellow rookie.
Good thought by Jay Cutler. Almost a perfect throw, but Jonathan Joseph, that is at some play, keeps his right arm in between the hands of the receiver.
Yep, made the play.
And we've heard the Bengal coaches, Marvin Lewis, talk about Jonathan Joseph. They think he can be a star, a guy that you can just line up and he can play anybody on the outside of the field.
2nd and goal. Mike Bell lined up in the backfield. He gets the carry up the middle and in for the touchdown. Cooper Carlisle cleared it. Cutler led the drive, 99 yards.
Jim, that was some drive, and that was a drive where the Broncos went in at halftime and they changed. They ran some reverses, they faked the reverses, they showed some different plays, and they got more physical. That's the big reasons why they went 99 yards.
And Elam tacks on one more. Mike Bell rushing for his 8th touchdown of his rookie season. Denver's in front.
Separate yourself from the herd. The 5-star safety-rated Ridgeline from Honda.
Here's to men, to guys who want to spend more time having fun and less time in the men's room. And here's to Flomax. It's approved to treat male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also called an enlarged prostate. In 1 week, Flomax may help symptoms like frequently waking up at night to go, going often, going urgently, weak stream. Ask your doctor if symptoms are from BPH, not prostate cancer. Common side effects of Flomax are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Upon standing, a sudden decrease in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. So when starting Flomax, avoid situations where injury could result. To learn more, call 866-4FLOMAX. Ask your doctor. Flomax could make a difference in 1 week.
You've seen how they play.
Just want to score on you one time.
Now see how they live. Visit attblueroom.com/sports for exclusive access into your favorite players' worlds.
She's saving elephants. He's a piano virtuoso. She's swimming to Antarctica.
Stories of inspiration for the holidays on 60 Minutes tonight.
Well, Mike Bell, born in Arizona, Phoenix area, then a lot of his growing up years right here in Denver. Was a huge John Elway fan. Terrell Davis. Then went back to Arizona for high school, college. He's now scored touchdowns in his 2 hometowns the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess you can relate to having multiple hometowns, can't you?
I love it.
Yes.
No place like home. Actually 3 in the last 2 weeks for Mike Bell. And the kick will be returned by Holt, but not for very long. Quentin Harris with the hit. Bell with the go-ahead score and the mile-high salute.
Let's build a new internet experience in 30 seconds. From now on, you can do 4 things at once and multitask like never before. And when you search, your answer should be in words, video, pictures, and maps, all on one page. Oh, and you can finally choose the email address that's really you at thenameyoureallywant.com. And everyone should be able to enjoy it. So, we'll make it free. The new AOL. See what's here for you.
RDX. Acura. Advance. The all-new Acura RDX with real-time traffic. Acura. Advance.
You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Radio Shack. For the perfect holiday gifts, get to your neighborhood Radio Shack today. And by Heineken. It's all about the beer.
Don't you know the skiing is terrific up in the mountains at places like Steamboat, where our Vern Lundquist resides, the mayor, and the recent Hall of Fame finalist of the National Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. You're proud of him. First down, Palmer. And that is Kelly with the catch for 5 yards. And you can get the latest score, stats, highlights from around the league with your mobile phone. Access it all by going to NFL.com, clicking on NFL Mobile. Field, and a grab is made by Henry. With a flag down, Henry races in for a score. Will it stand? He took it away again with that height advantage over Darren Williams. And the signals against Cincy.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving and not resetting. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Wipes out a 75-yard play. Woo. All for nothing.
Well, Jim, let's see if we can pick out who's moving for the Bengals. Well, hard to tell. The movement was right before there. So when you have 2 guys moving, they must be set for a count before the football is snapped. And that's the infraction that cost the Bengals a touchdown.
2nd and 10. Up high, and Kelly tried to bring it down with one hand. Again, Williams on the coverage along with Lynch.
Jim, let's look as you watch it.
Chad Johnson on the far side.
Chad Johnson was still moving as the offensive line went down. So that would be two people moving at the same time. And it wouldn't matter anyway. Chad Johnson was moving as the ball was being snapped.
3rd and 10. Palmer throwing a long ball of his own, and he overthrows an open Chad Johnson.
How many times? That is 4 times. 1 taken away and 4 touchdowns. This is pretty unique. Chad Johnson fakes the move going across the field, and he catches John Lynch flat-footed. As Chad Johnson, as the ball is overthrown, looks back at Carson Palmer like, you missed me.
So Kyle Larson called back to duty.
That takes great pass protection, Jim, to throw that route.
Well, he's had it most of the day. That kind of protection. Williams elects to run left. And a nifty bit of running out to the 43. After a 50-yard punt, 13-yard return, Cutler and the Broncos with the lead.
Why would you want an ED tablet that works up to 36 hours? Because life is full of interruptions. That's all right. You have up to 36 hours with Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to relax and enjoy yourselves, knowing you can still be ready when the moment is eventually right. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience priapism, an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease in vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away. Go ahead, take your time. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Rocky Balboa has audiences and critics across America cheering. It's on a knockout. Newsweek raves it's inspiring. 2 thumbs up. I love this movie. It's the surprise of the season. Rocky Balboa. Rated PG. Now playing.
You've seen how they play.
You cross our white line, it's all.
Now see how they live.
It's all mine. Run, William.
Visit attblueroom.com/sports for exclusive access into your favorite players' worlds.
Queen Victoria ruled an empire. Queen Elizabeth rules a kingdom. But only one queen will host the People's Choice Awards.
It's good to be queen.
Queen Latifah and the awards show where you pick the winners.
Celebrate with me, the biggest names in movies, TV, and music. This is the real thing.
The People's Choice Awards, live CBS Tuesday, January 9th.
And it's heavy, too.
From today's officials and the NFL, we'd like to wish everyone at home a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
And that's from Walt Coleman and crew. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody echoed from all of us here at CBS Sports. Taping up the right arm of Javon Walker. And now the Broncos with the lead and first down at the 43. Bell taken off into the secondary, and he's given them a spark on that 99-yard drive. He had that one carry that got him out of jail at the 1 and the first down, and he keeps running hard.
Couple things. There it comes. Look at the cutback. The offensive line, of course, they're doing a better job, but it's just a change in philosophy. Mike Bell, more alert for the cutback runs. That has been the big difference here for the Broncos in the second half.
Already with 8 first downs in this quarter, more than they had in the entire first half. It's ball right side, and that's a 3-yard run. We've got an update. Let's run to New York and James Brown.
Hey, Jim, a Seattle win or an Arizona loss gives them the West, the Seahawks. So Sean Alexander trying to make it all on his shoulders. 33 yards to pay dirt. San Diego up, though, 13-7. That in the third. Jim and Phil.
All right, so Shaun Alexander, after that record season a year ago, touchdown total, already eclipsed this year by Tomlinson. One of his few scores of the year to get the Seahawks on the board. Down run again, it's Mike Bell, this time no gain. You've seen the stars dance, but you've never seen them bust criminals until now. See what happens when real celebrities become real cops. Armed and Famous, coming in January to CBS. Well, this is the final 30 seconds of the quarter, final 30 seconds of the game for Denver to be on the field with the wind at its back.
It wouldn't surprise me here, Jim, to see the Broncos take a shot. They know they're looking at all these passes down the field by the Bengals. They got to keep going after it and be aggressive on the offensive side.
And that's Walker back in, wide to the right. Instead, it's a pitch left. And Tatum Bell has the first down, his biggest gainer of the day. Running behind Rod Smith and Eric Piers for a first and a whole lot more. 20 yards for Tatum Bell to close out the quarter. Broncos with the lead going into the fourth. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
Monday, a CSI Miami agent freezes.
Shoot! Heard you pulled the Statue of Liberty.
I didn't have a clean shot. CSI Miami, Monday.
Real celebrities become real cops, armed and famous. New reality series, January 10th.
I've seen trains hit cars that didn't do as much damage. The boys were drinking and they pulled out in front of a semi-tractor trailer truck. I knew these boys. I knew their parents. I had to pull their IDs out of their wallet to be able to tell who they were. The mother kept saying, "Tell me it's not true." I couldn't. If I catch you driving under the influence, you will go to jail.
Drunk driving in Kentucky. If you're over the limit, you're under arrest.
It has Sony full HD 1080p.
Wow.
You'll see incredibly high contrast and an extremely smooth film-like picture.
Well, you sound like quite the expert. Well, anything else I should know?
Yeah. Look, don't be afraid to check down that third receiver and hit the post corner against the cover two.
Hey, you know post corner. Why don't you show me how to do that?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. At least he knows HD TV.
Come test drive the power of Sony Full HD 1080 at HH Gregg.
Sure Rallies has 2 drive-thrus, but make sure you join us at the right side drive-thru for great deals like our big and juicy cheddar double cheddar burger, double beef, double cheese, 2 for $3.
Don't listen to those guys. The best 2 for $3 cheeseburgers are here on the left side drive-thru.
You gotta eat our cheddar double cheddar burger, double beef, double cheese, 2 for $3.
Granted, that may seem the same as their offer, but ours comes with salsa music.
Salsa music not available at all our side locations.
Happy holidays from all of us at News Channel 32.
We are back. Jim Nantz with Bill Sims starting the fourth quarter with Denver on the drive. First down at the Cincinnati 21. Tatum Bell earning another carry, and it's another good one. Although the ball comes out after he was down. And it was Carlisle he was running behind, and it picks up 9, maybe 10.
What a difference in a half, Jim. The first half, what did we say at halftime? The Bengals are just winning the physical part of the football game. The Broncos come out here, they're cutting it back, they're quick snapping, they're faking reverses, running reverses. They have got the Bengals, I don't know if they're tired, but the same effort and the same physical part of their play is not evident in the second half.
Bell had enough for another first down. Now it's Mike Bell running into Pecco, moving the football inside the 10. Now Denver trying to end a 3-game home losing streak. And in all 3 losses, they blew fourth quarter leads.
Yeah, so much talk this year has been about Denver's offense. But you're right, Jim. You go back to some of the games they lost. I can just think of 2 right offhand. The Seattle Seahawks, they tied late. They lose the next drive. They tied the Indianapolis Colts late. Colts drive down, last play, drive of the game. They win it.
The other one was San Diego. They blew a 17-point lead in that game. Cutler's pass overthrown, intended for Marshall with pressure from Case Farhard.
Well, what's happening on this blitz? This is the second time we've seen it. So the Bengals must have a tip, or the scouting report said when they get in a certain formation, blitz the guy from the outside. Nobody's been there, and Jay Cutler basically just has to throw it away.
Third down for the Broncos. They can pick up the first just inside the 1. They're going to run for it and not even come close. Only a yard for Mike Bell. And that'll bring out Jason Elam.
And the crowd didn't boo on a third and long there. And why they didn't boo, because even if you're a casual fan, the Broncos run it more than any team in football in 3rd and 3+. And they're successful more than any team in football picking up those big first downs running the 2.
This will be only a 24-yard try for Elam, who's made his last 13 coming into the week, tied for the longest streak in the league. With 14 consecutive makes, and Elam moves the margin to 7. Palmer gets the hands ready to come back out, try to drive for a tie.
Dodge Ram, the longest-lasting, most durable line of full-size pickups.
With Vonage, you don't count minutes like with a cell phone, and you don't pay extra for long distance like with a landline. And you get all your favorite features at no extra cost. Over 20 in all. Can your phone company do all that? And even if they could, would they do it for $24.99 a month? Vonage can, and Vonage does. No hassles, no bundles, no gimmicks, no kidding.
Get 1 month free. Call 1-800-989-4VON or go to Vonage.com.
Where's shopping mall? There's shopping mall. Things that are small, pops, big and tall. Where's Chinese food? There's Chinese food. Spicy chicken wing, chicken almond ding. Ding dong. Traffic's a mess, there's no distress. Find a new way with no delay. Bluetooth is on, call the salon. Need a waxing now, got a unibrow. Give a Garmin. Give a Garmin. Screen clear and wide, whole world inside. Garmin.com.
The news is in. Katie Couric asking questions you want answered.
When did you get the sense something was wrong?
From people who know.
Do you regret your unwavering support of this president?
Wherever they are.
How frustrating has it been to not have greater authority sooner?
Bringing the story back to you. See why more people are watching the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
No need to dream anymore. We got a white Christmas indeed here in Denver. Where the Broncos lead it by 7. Short kick, and Holt takes advantage before Ernster bumps him out. Pretty good stick by the kickoff specialist / punter, Paul Ernster. Carson Palmer uncharacteristically off target today, Phil.
Wide open touchdown. All 4 of these throws have one thing in common. They are touchdowns if they hit them. The last one was a double move by Chad Johnson. And, you know, Jim.
Is it the altitude? I mean, he's never played here before.
Yeah. And
you know, you see the long kicks, the long punts.
My answer to that is absolutely not. You know, as a quarterback, if it is a difference, you would adjust to it after a couple throws.
Talking about a guy who has the highest completion percentage in the league over the last 2 years.
Yeah, his nickname is the Jugs Machine. He is so accurate, but today it's just the touch is not there.
And Rudi Johnson for 3 near the 50. In fact, Mike Shanahan, when we talked to him this week, got so enamored watching Palmer on tape, he said, hey, guys, order me up the entire season of Palmer clips, isolated. He said, I sat back and just watched in amazement.
He wanted to make sure what he was watching just wasn't a hot streak. Well, he found out it's a pattern.
2nd and 7. And Rudi Johnson near a first, maybe just short. Going behind Bobby Williams. 3rd and 1 on the way. And that no huddle, that muddle huddle. Back to the line quickly. And Palmer with the keep, with enough for the first.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis, you see him on the sideline, Jim. He wants to tempo, pick it up, get it moving. Because when you repeat plays and go at a really fast pace, it does unsettle a defense.
New set of downs at the 43. And Johnson with Mike Myers having a hold of him, but not until it picks up 5. I asked Marvin Lewis, is Rudi Johnson, at the end of this year, we had heard at the start of the year about how healthy he was, best shape of his career. Is he still there? He says, yeah, he's still stopping and looking in the mirror. So he's feeling pretty good about himself.
That means he's in good shape.
Yeah. 2nd down, pass play, on target. And again, that's Chad Johnson on Champ Bailey.
Yeah, just good timing by Carson Palmer, throwing to Chad Johnson, top of your screen, and that is tough to stop. Champ Bailey, you got to guard against the long throw first, and then you try to come back and break up the shorter throw.
Just the 3rd catch for Chad, and the ball comes out, and it's picked up on the go by Dumerville, the rookie. Johnson comes back to make the tackle. It was Lynch's hit, the jarring blow that forced the fumble.
Jim, it didn't even look like he hit the football. It looks like it's going to be another good run for the Bengals offense, but the hit, maybe the force of it. Oh, it does. He hits the bottom of Rudi Johnson's arm, and that's what makes the football come flying out.
4th takeaway of the day for the Denver defense. And Rudi Johnson fumbling in a 3rd consecutive game.
I imagine sometimes as a running back, receiver, even a quarterback, when you handle the football, no matter how much you protect it, if it's hit right, it's coming out.
Bell getting the call at the start of this series. 3 yards as Dexter Jackson loses a fumble.
Jim, watch the last replay. The defense of the Broncos, the pace, we said it's picking up. They're not even dug in to stop this run. But John Lynch, he was ready, diagnosed the play, and what an effort, and what smarts to know to weave through there, make the hit, and give his team one more tremendous chance to put some distance between themselves and the Bengals.
Second and 6. Cutler almost picked off with a flag, but D.U. Williams thought he should have had the interception. They were trying, the Broncos, to find the rookie tight end again, Scheffler.
Pass interference, 59, defense, automatic, first down.
Ball on Landon Johnson.
Well, the Bengals, Marvin Lewis wants to say, hey, the football is tipped.
Yeah, but the contact was before the tip, wasn't it? So the football moves to the 42 of the Bengals, who have had some really bad penalties in this second half.
Yeah, it was close, Jim, but there's nothing. That is not a reviewable play.
Now Tatum Bell takes the tailback position. Looking pass all the way. Cutler Coming up with a read on that was Madieu Williams, intended for Kirkus. Update time. Back to JB.
All right, Jim and Phil, last season's MVP, Seattle's Sean Alexander, 9-yard touchdown run, second of the day, 21 carries, 106 yards, 2 touches, 14-13, Seattle on top in the fourth. Jim and Phil.
All right, with LT on the sidelines watching, saying, hey, you took my record a couple of weeks ago, but I got 2 touchdowns today. And the Seahawks trying to win the division with a win.
You can imagine what that crowd noise is like up in Seattle.
2nd and 10. And only a yard for Tatum Bell. Back to James Brown.
Hey, Jim and Phil, this guy you both know has had an outstanding season. Frank Gore, San Francisco, a bruising runner, takes it 1 yard to pay dirt for his second of the day. 26-20 Arizona on top of San Fran. Jim and Phil.
Thank you, James. 49ers were down 20-3 in that one. They have worked their way back behind Gore.
How about that? Frank Gore, Clinton Portis, and who am I missing? The other running back. With McGahee, all down Miami at the same time. Not bad.
I knew you'd pull it out. Cutler trying to hang one way down the field on Cincinnati, and that was Walker with Madieu Williams again. Back there having a handle on it. So 4th down coming for the Broncos, and they bring out Ernster, the punter. You got Madieu Williams racing off the field, and a couple of guys that were in the secondary with him at Maryland on the other side today. Talking about Dominique Foxworth and Jerome Cox. They got 3 members of the Terrapin secondary.
I think that was one of those teams that went 10-1, so we know part of the reason why. Sean Merriman would have been on that defense too.
Pretty good. Say, little talent around there. This one flies a yard deep into the end zone. And that'll bring out Palmer and the Bengals to the 20. Just a net of 21 yards on the punt.
Brunch, $30.
Hey, that's okay, Wendy. That was a good carry. You're still the man. You're the man.
Latte, $4.
Shake it off, Johnny. Rub some dirt on it.
New piano, $3,000.
All right, guys. They're not saying boo. They're saying movers.
Supporting your team, priceless.
It's all right, Bobby. You still got the best arm in the neighborhood.
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
This is decaf, right?
Wow, it's packed. Oh, there's a spot.
That's for sure. Nice work, buddy.
Hang on. Oh, I can't get out. I got it.
Get any new Dodge, like the all-new Nitro, equipped with a Sirius satellite radio, and you'll get a 12-month subscription to the best radio on radio.
Whoops.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb Sanofi Pharmaceuticals Partnership. MasterCard. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
All right, some of you expecting to see 60 Minutes. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The Bengals and the Broncos. Jim Nantz with Phil Simms. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. Bengals down 7. Starting at the 20. With the pass to Rudi Johnson and spun down after a gain of 7. Again, Cincinnati on a reset with a win today would make the playoffs. Denver needs to win today and next week to make the playoffs.
Jim, the fumble by Rudi Johnson, you said it. Carson Palmer helped him up. That's being the leader. Keep him pepped up because he knew this game is not over.
It's been snowing throughout. Nothing like the blizzard of Wednesday, but a steady flurry activity here, and Rudi Johnson has enough for the first. Running into the arms of Al Wilson. Again, the Bengals, things broke for them earlier today with the Bills and the Jags both losing, so a victory would put them in. Denver controls its own destiny. Win-win in their end. There are scenarios, win-loss, where they could still make it, but they'd have to lean on some other teams to help out. And that's over the head of Chris Henry. Next week is the final week of that regular season. And a hand-picked doubleheader on the way from this slate of games. Baltimore moving up to the 2 spot today. Houston upsetting Indianapolis, dropping them back to the 3. JP, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. NFL Today starts it. And Johnson is decked. Coming up to make the play, Darren Williams. 3rd and 9 coming up, Phil.
You know, Jim, if you notice today, Champ Bailey, Darren Williams, Dominique Foxworth, the perimeter players on the defense, they have been very good at coming in and stopping running plays.
Crowd stomping their feet with 7 minutes remaining. Big moment for their defense here in Denver. Palmer has plenty of time, and the pass snagged by Henry.
What a catch.
That wasn't an easy one, was it?
I was watching it here live, Jim. This is Carson Palmer on the move, throws it low and away, and Chris Henry didn't get close.
Not a catch. The flag is out in time, just in time before the snap.
Well, Mike Shanahan had to do that without seeing it. Of course, the Bengals knew it. Well, you're right, Jim. They showed a replay on the scoreboard. That's what he watched.
Denver is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed kick.
Just a split second away from the play going in the books. That bounces off. That's going to be overturned. We'll be right back.
Cholesterol. It can come from fettuccine Alfredo, but also from your grandpa Alfredo, from barbecue ribs, and from your grandma Barbie. A healthy diet is important. When that's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Cholesterol comes from 2 sources, food and family. Vytorin treats 2 sources. Only Vytorin helps block the absorption of cholesterol from food and reduces the cholesterol your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin was also proven in clinical studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. So eat right, stay active. But if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Vytorin. 2 sources of cholesterol. Treat them both with Vytorin.
Look around, and what do you see? Let's fall in love. Open your eyes, and what will you find? Look around, and what do you see?
You've seen the stars dance, but you've never seen them
Fire!
do this. They're real celebrities. Eric Estrada, Wee Man, Jack Osborne, LaToya Jackson, Trish Stratus, who become real cops.
Oh, wow. This is the wrong way to meet you, looking.
Armed and Famous, a new reality series. CBS Wednesday, January 10th.
Talk about making the most of a challenge. Well, if this, in fact, goes the way that it has to go. I mean, it's clearly bouncing off the ground here.
Yeah.
It'll be 4th down instead of the 1st down for the Bengals.
It's a big challenge by Mike Shanahan. The only reason it's taking time, they're just trying to get the timing the clock back, because since it's incomplete, that would have stopped the clock.
After reviewing the play, the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 9 at the 31-yard line. Denver's not charged a timeout. Please reset the clock to 6:57, please. 6:57.
We're going to add to 20 seconds. Henry gave it a good go, and Cincinnati almost was able to get the snap away in time before it could be challenged. But instead, Larson, with the wind behind him, now will have to punt it away inside of 7 minutes. Trying to set up a return here. Williams looked like he was going to race around the full field. Now reverses course. And tiptoes out at the 33. 48-yard boot. 12-yard return. Denver with the lead and the ball.
Dodge Ram, the longest lasting, most durable line of full-size pickups.
If there were a store in your town called Peace of Mind, would you pay it a visit? Across America, in towns big and small, there is such a place. New York Life. It starts with our values of financial strength, integrity, and humanity, and continues with our agents. So look for us in your town. You may already know our people, and we are confident that peace of mind is why New York Life is the company you keep.
Sprint gives you the power to preview and download over 1 million songs at the Sprint Music Store, so you can listen to your music whenever you want. And do it all on the Fusic by LG. Store up to 1,000 songs on an MP3 player and wireless phone in one. Now through December 31st, get the Fusic, just $49.99. The power to download music wirelessly. Sprint. Power up.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lowe's. This year, there's no place like Lowe's for the holidays. Lowe's, let's build something together. And by Sprint. Be a better fan with NFL Mobile, only from Sprint. Power up.
We are back, and tonight on 60 Minutes, which is straight ahead for everyone except on the West Coast, the story of a woman who tries to swim to Antarctica. Can she make it? That story coming up on 60 Minutes. Broncos first down from the 32. Running with Mike Bell. Banging ahead for about 3. We have another qualifier for the postseason, and that's without their game going final. Seattle has won the NFC West because moments ago, San Francisco fell to Arizona, giving the Seahawks the division.
And the Giants right now are the wild card team 7-8.
Can you believe that?
That is unbelievable.
They're guaranteed then at least one team making the playoffs on the NFC side at 8-8, and hey, it could even be 7-9. And qualifying. 2nd and 7. Oh, an extra little push there by Brian Robinson on George Foster after the flag.
False start, 77. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, here's a look at the AFC playoff picture. And San Diego trailing right now. Remember, they lost earlier in the year at Baltimore. If they lose this game to Seattle, Baltimore moves into the 1 seed position. In Indianapolis, losing today on a Chris Brown kick at the gun. Houston upsetting Indianapolis. New England wins at Jacksonville to claim the AFC East. And you saw these two participants at 8 and 6. So much to settle here in the last 5:45. And that's Mike Bell up to the 37.
Good recovery that time by the Bengals defense. Jim, when you get in situations like this, you're on the defensive side. You really got to just maintain, be calm, and do your assignment. Because if you overplay, that allows a hole to get bigger, and a first down or two by this Bronco offense would almost be enough to end the game.
Over 100 yards rushing in this half, thanks largely to the play of Mike Bell, although Tatum broke a couple, 1 for 20, 1 for 10. On third down, Cutler zips it, almost picked by Delco O'Neal, but a flag is down. Javon Walker was the receiver.
Prior to the pass, holding, 24, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The former Bronco flag for this one.
Against Javon Walker on the outside. Put his hand on his shoulder. Boy, and he goes for the interception too. You know, it kind of goes back. I didn't see him move him. I doubt if it had a lot to do with the play, but it didn't look right. And you put your hand on a long, they called the hold, and that's what it is.
5 penalties in the half, and they've all been costly. They've all been big ones. Even a delay of game penalty on the Bengals' first drive of the third quarter when they were deep in Denver territory. Stopped their a couple of interference calls as well. Tatum Bell wrapped up after a gain of maybe 2. Justin Smith.
Now the good thing for the Bengals, Jim, is they still have all 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, so it's not a necessity that they stop the Broncos right here without getting a first down.
Well, the snow has certainly abated a bit. Just a few flurries in the area. Second down and 9. Going in the round with Walker. And Williams again, locking down that side. Madieu Williams.
Madieu Williams, Dexter Jackson, they have had outstanding games today. The reverse, you think, oh, they got him. But the backside force player is the safety, Williams. Not only does he make the play, Javon Walker goes out of bounds, which only helps the Bengals offense if they get the football back.
And that running out of bounds, of course, stops the clock as well. Helpful to the Bengals with 4:13.
Looks like the Broncos are going to take a timeout. There's no use looking at the play clock, Jay. The clock has already stopped. So, which he finds out.
Yeah, you weren't going to influence the game clock at all. So that's it for the Broncos in the timeout department.
Mike Shanahan laughing about it.
Yeah, you didn't need to wait, rookie. Go ahead and call it. Rudi Johnson opened the scoring. 6-yard run. 12th touchdown of the year. Scheffler's 3rd score in 3 weeks. Got the Broncos going, and then after a turnover, 1 play later to Walker. Henry from Palmer before the half for the 3-point lead at the intermission. Bell with the salute and the lead back. Plus an Elam field goal inside of 30 yards, and that brings us to 24-17 with 4 minutes remaining.
I'm not taking this to say it to take anything away from the Broncos today, but you can understand why a lot of teams are probably sitting home in the AFC right now and going, yeah, Denver, go ahead and get rid of those, the Cincinnati Bengals. Because if you watch the game, even though they're losing, they do have, Jim, that you can see the firepower, and on defense, they have the size. They do have a defensive front. If matched up right, they create a lot of problems for you on both sides of the ball.
3rd and 9. Cutler keep it in Bronco possession. Pass short of the first. And it's Marshall bringing it in. Dexter Jackson, the former Super Bowl MVP, putting a quick stop on him. There's Dexter Jackson. Talked to him about what happened to that SUV he won for being the MVP. He says, I still have it. And it's special to me not only because it symbolizes I won the MVP, but it's my family car. So it makes it really special.
Yeah, it's got a lot of family miles on it. It's an SUV vehicle, Jim. And Dexter Jackson, he was brought to Cincinnati. I said, why did they bring you here? And he goes, I'm an upbeat guy. I got a lot of energy. And they were tired of hearing the defense here in Cincinnati saying, well, here we go again. So I think he has filled that role very well when he's been healthy this year.
Yeah, they wanted a guy upbeat, bringing a different attitude. His teammates, I think, had to adjust a little bit to why he was working so hard in practice.
Yeah, he goes, hey, you got to do it in practice before you can do it in the game. Well, you hear that all the time, but it does take concentration, effort, some toughness, all those above to get it done, and you got to do it in practice before you can do it in the game.
So Jackson with the tackle assures the Bengals are getting the ball back. He also was a former Florida State teammate of Javon Walker. Ernster. This is a high boomer. Going to land near the 10. And a side bounce. Beautifully done. Like throwing a little wedge in there close. Put the spin on it. Stopped it on a dime. 43 yards and down at the 9. Again, the lineup tonight on America's #1 network. 60 minutes, followed by a cold case and a very merried Christmas. Tonight on CBS, America's #1 network. And a very Merry Christmas to all of you.
Same to you, Jim. You know, here are the Bengals in a situation. 2 timeouts, 3:52 to go. They need a touchdown to tie the game. These players, do they feel the pressure? Absolutely not. They're going to go out there and try to perform all the things they've done in practice many, many, many times.
Palmer rolling out, no one near him. Now Lang giving chase, and Ekwubon cuts off the angle. Talking to Carson Palmer, what do you want for Christmas? Well, of course, I want to win, and that would be first on my list, but then I'd like a bad boy buggy. It's a golf cart for hunting.
Of course, I said a golf cart for hunting? Doesn't that defeat the purpose?
Really? Picked up 4 on the scramble. 2nd and 6. Open man, Houshmandzadeh. Up to the 40-yard line.
Well-designed play that time. Offensive coordinator Bob Bukowski. They cleared out with Chad Johnson. They bring Houshmandzadeh from the other side. He comes across. He's wide open. Perfect throw by Carson Palmer.
And that gives T.J. his first 1,000 on that play. Palmer down the field to Henry. Broken up by Pema at the last moment.
Carson Palmer had Henry deep. Carl Pema had kind of fallen asleep just a little. And if Carson Palmer leads it out there, Chris Henry's going to catch it and go.
2nd and 10. Try to cross him up with a run. Patience exercised by Rudi Johnson. He waited for his line to open up some alleys, and he took advantage for 12 behind Steinbach and others.
Jim, the Broncos are not even getting lined up. They're still walking around when the ball is snapped.
See Pema at the bottom of the screen, the Denver corner. Darren Williams is not in. That's Pema on Henry, who has had the size matchup in his favor all day. Henry, and a run again off the left side for 5 for Rudi Johnson. Warren able to bring him down as we move inside 2.5.
Time is not a factor.
Rudi Johnson with 133 yards in this one. Getting the call again. And the play made by Gold behind the line of scrimmage. And they're going to let it run down to the 2-minute mark. Bengals need to drive it for a touchdown to stay in this one. 2-minute warning at Denver.
Excuse me, Santa? You might want to consider some Lowe's gift cards.
Lowe's gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Lowe's, let's build something together.
Remember how we used to tell people you don't need a glass to drink Guinness draft in a bottle? What the? Oh, I'm hit. Ah! Yes! Well, I've found a better way. It's called the TV commercial.
Drink Guinness draft from the bottle, not a glass.
Oh, I'm hit.
The TV commercial. Brilliant! Brilliant!
Please enjoy Guinness draft responsibly. Let's build a new internet experience in 30 seconds. From now on, you can do 4 things at once and multitask like never before. And when you search, your answer should be in words, video, pictures, and maps, all on one page. Oh, and you can finally choose the email address that's really you at thenameyoureallywant.com. And everyone should be able to enjoy it. So, we'll make it free. The new AOL. See what's here for you.
Built comfortable. Built strong. Built right. Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
Prilosec OTC presents NFL Season of a Lifetime. For the first time in 3 years, the Dallas Cowboys are going to the playoffs. For the chance to win an NFL Season of a Lifetime with your favorite NFL team, visit PrilosecOTC.com.
Leave me out with the ways.
Whether you know it or not, you're the rock of my team.
And is that all right? Yeah.
So you're going?
Yeah.
Give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that all right?
I'll miss you.
Is that all right with you?
Jim Nantz with Bill Sims with 2 minutes to go in Denver. And the Bengals 3rd and 9 at the Broncos 46. Palmer's pass deflected at the line. 4th down on the way. Doomerville applied the pressure.
That's what they needed, the defensive line, to get in the way of Carson Palmer. Chris Henry is open down the field, is probably going to pick up the first down.
Yards a must. Palmer, pass, he gets it, and a whole lot more to Houshmandzadeh to the 24, working on Carl Palmer.
How about the protection? How about that throw on 4th and 9? They clear it out, and they give Houshmandzadeh a lot of space. He is wide open for the first down.
And the Jugs machine delivered that one with pinpoint accuracy that time. On 1st down, it's Rudi Johnson barreling through the middle. Picks up 6. That was actually Kenny Watson with that carry. So Watson with a good piece of running. And it's still Watson out there. Under a minute to go. Complete at the 10 and down at the 9. Stewart. Timeout called by the Bengals. Wow, the Bengals trying to find a way to qualify today for the playoffs. They would do so with a win. This was the one on 4th down to Houshmandzadeh.
Yeah, that was a good job. Chris Henry realizing the coverage, knowing that he's not going to be open, creating the space for Houshmandzadeh. And then the first down play picks up another first down for the Bengals. And Jim, time was never a factor really in this whole drive, but it was Carson Palmer. Not only did they pick the first down up, they went so far past the first down that they put so much pressure on the defense, and Houshmandzadeh was wide open.
Remember, this drive began back at the 10-yard line. Bengals clinch a postseason berth with a win. Broncos would be in with a win today and next week against the 49ers here in Invesco Field at Mile High. Now the Denver defense must respond. First down, ball right at the 10. And working with an empty backfield. Palmer going to the end zone and in and out of the arms of Houshmandzadeh. Well, that was actually batted down by Jerome Cox. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, Carson Palmer being careful with the football. So he threw it low where only his guy could catch it for the touchdown.
It's Chad Johnson at the bottom of your screen with Champ Bailey. Across the middle, touchdown Cincinnati. Houshmandzadeh has it this time with a salute to the Denver fans.
Well, Carson Palmer missed a similar play on the first time they had the football today. You remember, Jim? And he threw an interception, but that time he drove it right into the chest of Houshmandzadeh. Defensive players were there, but they could do nothing against the perfect pass.
Now Graham must add the extra point. He's had 2 misses on the season. One which was not his fault. And a bad snap with a tie. It's a bad snap. Brad St. Louis's snap was wide of Larson, and the Broncos are going to win this game on a missed PAT. There had been one shaky snap earlier in this game that Larson was able to handle, but this one too wide to bring it in.
Yeah, Jim, too wide. The snow on the field. It's wobbly. There is no chance to make that catch.
I say Broncos are going to win the game. They still have the kick and the onside try to come. But what a break when you least expect it. A missed opportunity on a point after.
Oh, Carson Palmer, he realizes what a drive they just had. T.J. Houshmandzadeh.
Mike Shanahan.
What a day.
Wow.
If you're on the Denver sideline, you've sat over there all day and watched and just avoided one big moment after another, and the biggest one of all. Very seldom do you see it happen in the NFL, Jim. The extra point, a bad snap, but it happens to the Bengals at a very, very rough time.
Graham at one time in this season was on a stretch that goes back several years of 158 consecutive made point afters. He never even got a chance to attempt this one. So onside kicks in the league coming into the week, 11 of 42. A Denver recovery would give the Broncos the win. Fake one kick, Graham running after it. Ball free for a while. There is a flag. They're going to flag the Bengals for offsides, who have recovered the football. But the flag back at the 30. You're going to have a Cincinnati player left early.
Offside, 50 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
It's linebacker Ahmad Brooks. Because he's across the line before it's kicked. Because they do the fake first and the second guy kicks it, that allowed Ahmad Brooks. Well, he just didn't time it right, and he is across the line of scrimmage before the football is kicked.
By a fraction, but nonetheless he was, and that's the 6th penalty of the half. All of them crucial.
And the Bengals recovered the onside kick. They would have had 41 seconds and 1 timeout to get in field goal range.
So to put it back on the tee, they had that little trickery with Larson and Graham, both in the area of which guy is going to be the one to boot it. And a timeout called by Cincinnati. Which, if in some case they do, recover, well, they won't have any timeouts to work with.
Yeah, it's a big timeout.
Big one.
Jim, they must not have liked the setup, so you got to do. If you think you got no chance to cover the onside kick, then you call the timeout and give yourself a better chance.
Ever have any games in your career that you lost because of a blown opportunity on the...
No, never. And I think you saw it with the reaction of the Bengal players. It's almost, you take for granted the extra point in football at almost all levels, even in high school. So how do you think the pros feel when they don't execute it?
Well, again, to think that Graham, which is reflection on that entire unit through the years, had made 158 consecutive point afters, and then had 2 misses from the midway point of the year on. And one of them had been a similar situation, not at the end of the game, but another snafu that cost them. And now Cincinnati will re-tee it again at the 25. And they fake, they're going to go deeper and right into the arms of Quincy Morgan, who can just fall and be smothered with all kind of support from his teammates. Try to kick it over the line of...
Yeah, it was a good idea. They had everybody thinking short, and they were hoping just to drop it over the top and outrun him to the football. And Marvin Lewis, of course, doesn't like the results.
So a kneel down away from putting this game in the books. Marvin Lewis's first game as the head coach of the Bengals was against Denver back in 2003, a loss. Cincinnati's franchise first win came against Denver. But a gift at the end of this one. A Christmas Eve gift for Mike Shanahan and the Broncos on the blown special teams play. But a big second half by Cutler, that 99-yard drive. Cincinnati still alive, folks. They are not ruled out. Next week, so much to settle on the AFC side. Phil, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Jim, happy holidays to you.
And your family. Along from Denver with a Broncos 4-23. James Brown, Merry Christmas to you. Back to you in New York.
All right, Jim, Merry Christmas to you and to Phil Simms. So with the victory there by the Denver Broncos, we take you now to Seattle, trailing by 2 with 29 seconds left in regulation to San Diego. Dickenberg, Randy Cross.
We welcome those of you who have seen that dramatic finish with a muffed extra point by Cincinnati, giving the Denver Broncos a 24-23 win. And just as shocking here, with no timeouts left, Phillip Rivers finds Vincent. And with that match at 29 seconds, the San Diego Chargers reclaim the lead. 27-yard play.
Phillip Rivers has that look on it. What were you nervous about? I never had a doubt.
There is a lot of boy in this father of three, Phillip Rivers. Burleson had a 90-off return called back on a penalty, and unfortunately, it's surprising they kick it to him. And here he comes across the 25 to the 27. 23 seconds left for Hasselbeck and Seattle to try to return the miracle. Well, with play today, Baltimore won. Of course, these are the division leaders. San Diego and Baltimore battling for home field advantage throughout. And should San Diego lose today, then Baltimore would have the head-to-head advantage. Indianapolis loses at Houston. The big shocker, New England has won the AFC East once again. Denver and the Jets now are in the top position for the wild card in the AFC.
And they control their own fate, which is all you can ask this time of the year. Let us take care of our own business.
Chargers have a man back at the 50-yard line as they look for the big pass from Hasselbeck. Steps up, looking, and his arm is hit as he throws incomplete to Matt Strong. And Seattle has clinched the NFC Western Championship. That's 3 in a row for the Seahawks of Mike Holmgren, even though they might lose this and go 8-7. San Francisco, having lost, drops out of contention for a playoff spot.
Well, Seattle still has a timeout with 18 seconds, and they have about 40 yards to go to get in a field goal range.
And they've got a man, Josh Brown, who has made a habit this season of coming up with big kicks in the final seconds. 4 game winners in the final minute for Josh Brown. One a 54-yarder.
Ball start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
That will not help Chris Gray with that. Now Brown, to get, say, a 55-yard kick, they'd have to get down to around the 40-yard line, just inside the 40.
About 40 yards from right where they are right now. 41 to be exact, 42 yards.
18 seconds left.
Sets up a 53, 54-yarder.
Brown very capable, although into the wind here, going left to right. Hasselbeck being chased, and he's sacked again. That's 6 in the game, and the 3rd by Sean Merriman that boosts his total to 15 and a half.
You got to use your timeout here.
And they do, with 7 seconds on the clock. And the ball down at the 23-yard line.
See, there's no way, Dick, you're going to get your receivers back to the line of scrimmage. You've got to use your timeout as soon as that's a sack.
A reminder, 60 minutes next for those of you in the East and Midwest as we conclude our game here in Seattle. Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator, and with so much talk about the offensive firepower, and naturally so, the magnetic force there being LaDainian Tomlinson, many have overlooked what a good defensive year Wayne Phillips' Chargers have had.
Well, I tell you, in this instance right here, you're going to have probably 5-6 guys 40 yards off the line of scrimmage. But you still have Phillips, you still have Merriman. But you can get a good pass pressure here.
Here's the pass complete out to Deion Branch, who hits the sidelines and out of bounds across the 40, 4 seconds. So this, unless there's a penalty, will probably be the final play of the game. And here's where they've got one of those 8 lateral store is going to crank it up and throw it as far as he can and hope to get a carom to a fellow teammate and a freak touchdown.
Yeah, what you really want here is twofold. Like you said, the hook and lateral and the Stanford band come on the field and everything else. Or you want a defensive penalty because the game cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Chargers all the way back to the 25-yard line with their back defense. Hasselbeck steps up and he's hit as he throws. A wobbler, batted in the air, and then a second by Clinton Hart, who had 2 interceptions today. And the game comes to a conclusion in Seattle, and the Chargers steal the win 20-17 with a last-minute touchdown from Rivers to Vincent Jackson. Coming up next, it's 60 Minutes, Cold Case, and a fine holiday movie, CBS movie, A Very Merry Christmas. The San Diego Chargers win it 20-17. For Randy Cross, Dick Enberg, so long from the great Northwest. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
Denise Basic is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell her story, we hired a celebrity.
It was Thanksgiving night when I accidentally